Gindo's Games! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gendo Okeshi. Welcome to another League of Legends Champion Guide. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most basic champions in the league, and see how she's not quite as simple as you might expect. I speak, of course, of Soraka the Starchild. It's time to learn how to Soraka. Soraka is the quintessential support. Every skill she has boosts her teammates in one form or another. But she's not just a support. She can take a battlecaster role as well and dominate mid lane easily. We will be discussing both of these modes today, so we will not be discussing skilling order until after we've talked about them all. Soraka's passive is Consecration. It's quite simple. All allies within distance of Soraka gain 16 bonus magic resistance. While that may sound small, it can be pretty significant. On the average champion, without any other bonus resistances, this comes just shy of 10% magic damage reduction. This includes herself, of course, making her a particularly solid choice against magic-heavy teams. The Starchild's Q is aptly named Star Call. On a 2.5 second cooldown, Soraka can call down stars to strike each enemy around her, dealing magic damage and reducing their magic resistance. The MR reduction even stacks if you cast it multiple times on an enemy. This means that every Star Call will make the next one stronger, as well as empower any other magic you and your allies possess. Star Call cannot be used if there are no enemies in range, but can target enemies you yourself cannot see. Though the range is short, this works well as an invisibility detector or to see if enemies are hiding in the bushes. Soraka's W is Astral Blessing. Soraka heals an ally or herself and grants a significant amount of armor for a few seconds. This can target any allied champion, minion, or pet, so be careful where you are pointing your mouse. To avoid targeting minions, you can also cast the spell on your ally's portrait on the left side of the screen. Soraka will immediately move within range to do just that. You can also easily cast this on yourself by holding the Alt button and pushing W. Don't discount the ability to heal minions though. This can make an allied minion last significantly longer while pushing towers, especially siege minions. Soraka's E, Infuse, is a very interesting ability. When cast on an ally, it gives them a set amount of free mana. This is the only champion ability in the game that lets you do this. When cast on an enemy, Soraka deals significant magic damage and silences them. Soraka cannot cast this ability on herself. Oh, by the way, did I mention it's free? That's right, every 10 seconds Soraka can grant free mana or nuke an enemy. Pretty sweet, yeah? And just like Astral Blessing, Soraka can cast this on her allies using their portraits. Finally, Soraka's R is Wish. Arguably one of the best ultimates in the game, Soraka heals every ally on the map by a massive amount. Soraka may not always deal tons of damage, but she sure as heck removes it. Be sure to keep tabs at all times on how much health your allies have. Again, those portraits on the side of the screen are your friends here. A well-timed wish can turn a lost cause into a supreme victory. However you're playing Soraka, be it a support or in the middle lane, Infuse is your most desired spell. Extra mana is hard to come by and it lets your allies use their spells more freely, which could save both your lives. And a free nuke every few seconds is nothing to scoff at either. Almost always max this out first. And Wish, as powerful as it is, you should take every chance you can get. From here is where we diverge. As a support, healing your carry and keeping them alive is extremely important. Star Call is good for harassing the enemy, but you may accidentally steal your ally's farm in the process. As such, when I support with Soraka, I take a point in Astral Blessing at first level and max it second. I don't take points in Star Call at all until the very end, unless the carry leaves the lane for an extended period of time and you really need to clear the wave of minions. Soraka's not very good at clearing large waves without it, but she's very good with it. Speaking of clearing waves, when in the middle, Soraka will instead want to max out Star Call second and Astral Blessing last. In the early game, potions should be able to heal you up just fine, and the bonus armor would not be useful against the AP carries you usually find in the middle. Take a point only if you are taking a lot of damage. If your laning phase ends early, start leveling Astral Blessing instead. Since you will be building AP in the middle, your heals will be much stronger than they usually are. Soraka is extremely flexible when it comes to runes and masteries, though I have a few favorite modes with them. While in mid lane, we build like most any other AP carry, with magic penetration marks, mana regen per level seals, AP per level glyphs, and flat AP quintessences. This page works quite well as a support too, since Soraka's heals get stronger with her ability power. As a support, I also sometimes use armor marks, cooldown reduction seals, and extra gold per 10 seals and quintessences. This page goes a long way toward making up for the farm you won't be getting while supporting, while providing some useful stats otherwise. For Masteries in mid lane, I prefer 2190 for maximum damage and extra health to keep you around in lane. As a support, this again works well, but you could also take 9210 to make yourself much harder to kill, and 9021 for more cooldown reduction and yet more gold. Soraka also has a nice list of choices when picking summoner spells. In mid lane, the combo of Flash and Ignite make securing kills much easier. Clairvoyance, Heal, and Exhaust are all excellent choices as support, for map awareness, yet more healing, and kill securing respectively. Finally, consider Teleport to cover all the lanes and help your allies, though that is much less necessary with your ultimate online. Flash in particular is very useful on Soraka, since she is very squishy and lacks any form of escape mechanism of her own. For items, we build completely differently depending on where we are. In the mid lane, we start with boots and 3 health potions. The first big item we're rushing for is Rod of Ages. The sooner we can get it, the better. This will alleviate some of our squishiness early game and let us basically stay there forever. Upgrade those boots of speed into Sorcerer's Shoes and rush for a Rabbidan's Death Cap for massive damage. From here, we build more AP while making ourselves harder to kill. Zhonya's Hourglass keeps us alive when they try to focus us. Rylai's Crystal Scepter gives a health and a slow on our damaging abilities. And Abyssal Scepter gives even more magic resist reduction while boosting our own MR. In support mode, we don't have much money, and will instead subsist ourselves on rainbows, children's hopes and dreams, and the blood of our enemies. Start with a Fairy Charm, wards, and health potions. Since you aren't farming minions, we want to rush for Philosopher's Stone and Heart of Gold as quickly as possible. From this, we build Boots of Lucidity, and aura items that will support our team, such as Aegis of the Legion, Abyssal Scepter, Locket of the Iron Solari, and Shirelia's Reverie. The last slot we will always leave open for wards. Map control saves lives. On Dominion though, forget all that support junk. It's Battle Rocka all the way. Start with a Catalyst, the Protector, and a health potion if you're going to the bottom lane, or Prospector's Ring, Boots, and Potions. The first big item we want is a Rabbidan's Death Cap for all that damage. From here we build exactly what we did as AP Soraka, but with Odin's Veil in place of the Rod of Ages, because the games are too short for Rod of Ages to really be able to stack up enough. While we've talked a lot about abilities, don't forget that Soraka has an auto attack. It has an extremely slow missile speed, which can actually be advantageous to us. This slow speed allows Soraka to harass enemies underneath their towers without drawing turret aggro, by running in, throwing an attack, or banana as we like to call it, and running back out. This applies to minions as well, so always remember that bananas are a great harassment tool. Astral Blessing and Wish both have a half-second channel time before they cast. This means you really need to learn your timing on them. If you aren't careful, you'll find yourself trying to heal a dead teammate just a moment too late. And while you might want to save Astral Blessing for late in a fight, with its long cooldown, consider casting it fairly early. While you might not necessarily use the heal to its fullest, don't forget it grants a ton of armor as well, and will mitigate quite a bit more. Since she has access to all these heals, Soraka has one of the lowest base health totals in the game. Combine this with a lack of escapes for a very squishy space unicorn. Be very careful about your positioning, or you will end up dead in a flash. While Infuse is a great nuke on a short cooldown, always consider whether or not you should save it in a teamfight. Enemies like Warwick have ultimates that can be cancelled with a silence, and many AP carries that rely on a spell combo to do tons of damage can be easily interrupted with it. Just always be on the lookout for the right target at the right time. In Dominion, Soraka excels at pushing minion lanes with Star Call and staying on the field forever with her heals. Use this to your advantage, as having minions constantly pushing will force them to stay defending the point. If possible, as on Summoner's Rift, stay with a high damage ally at all times, and you will multiply their effectiveness. Soraka is a great champion, simple to play but difficult to master. Stay aware of the map and your allies at all times, and you will carry your team to victory. And the best part, since you're healing them, they'll think they did it themselves. See you next time, Summoners!